help me understand, because I don't know the necessarily difference between a medical grade and a Costco. So like, if you break your foot and they give you a cast, it's molded to your foot, right? But you could go to Amazon and get a boot and wear a boot around. Is it similar to that?
It's similar. Yeah. I mean, you're basically, if you go online, you're treating yourself. Right?
Okay.
So you're going to figure out how to adjust these. They're not even really hearing aids if you're finding something that makes no sense, like Ergo or, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them out there. But they're basically amplifiers. They're just amplifying everything. They're not dialing in that prescription at all the frequencies where your loss is, because you don't need as much volume or prescription here as maybe you do here.
Okay.
So that's where the difference comes in, and then how it's processing that signal so your brain can interpret it and separate it out.
Got it. So it's just like putting a speaker into
You're basically
your
just
ear.
putting a speaker in your ear, and if you're not careful, you can cause more problems.
With what you can already hear, it's amplifying that too.
Yeah.
So
Yep. But most patients that are buying them over the counter, they end up in somebody's office anyways because they know it's not working.
are they custom, like fit to your ear too? Because we have different sized ears and different.
Yeah. So there's a lot of options. You just got to find the right provider that's going to allow you to have the options. Explain to me my audiogram. Tell me what my options are. Can I have an in the ear one? Do I have to go over the ear? I love it when patients ask me those questions, because I do find that, some providers aren't giving options. If you're going to invest in your hearing, I want you to know what all your options are, the pros and cons.
Mm-hmm. So is that why, I often hear, because we have a lot of older adults in our lives now that are like, God, they're so expensive. I don't know if I can afford to get a hearing aid. Mm-hmm. What happens? Like, is that something you hear often?
Oh, yeah. We hear it often. And I think over the years, the perception that hearing aids are expensive and they don't work, there's a lot of factors that go into that. Are you going to a provider that does best practice? Are they doing speech mapping? Are they doing all the things that you're supposed to do to make sure that hearing aid is dialed into your prescription? If they're programming the hearing aid and saying, Melissa, how does that sound? That comfortable? And send you out the door, that's not a way to program a hearing aid.
Okay. What is speech mapping?
Speech mapping is real ear measurements. It's the same thing. We stick a microphone down in your ear with the hearing aid, and we put your hearing test in this machine, and we're watching what that hearing aid is doing in real time. So we know if this frequency is getting too much volume or if it's not. And we're running our soft speech, because if patients aren't able to pick up that softer speech, that hearing aid, we're trying to get that hearing aid to maximize what it's supposed to do to bring you back that natural hearing that you've been missing all these years. So it's basically evidence-based practice. So are you going to recommend something and then not back it up with research that you've done it right correctly? Mm-hmm. If just like the physical or the OT that was just in here, I cut my tendon, the doctor fixes it, but I've got a baseline of where my range of motion was and where it needs to be.
Right.
We're measuring our evidence-based practice, so that's huge.